Hey, welcome to my channel. My name is Erin. I am a tourism management student at the University of South Carolina, and I'm so excited to bring you guys with me today because I'm going to be cleaning my room. And last week was fall break, and this is the last week of classes before finals, so everything's super messy. I haven't fully unpacked. I've got stuff from projects that I had to do all over the place, stickers, papers, scissors, all sorts of supplies, and it's really just been stressful to do any work in here because of how dirty it is. So 2 of my classes got canceled this afternoon, so I have a lot of free time, and I decided I was going to do a little bit of cleaning and bring you guys with me so that I can show you guys what I do to stay organized, because I'm usually a pretty organized person. So I was hoping this would be kind of inspiring for some other people, especially if you just need that motivation to get up, especially with exams and other things coming up. But you guys got this. Let's get started. Okay, so I just went to the front of the room by the door, and I'm just going to show you guys how bad it really is. Just do a little walkthrough, and then hopefully at the end I can do a little before and after, show you guys the progress that I make. Okay, so as I walk through here, ignore the pantry to my right. That's a problem for later on. But if we go over towards my desk, you can see that there's a lot of stuff still out. I've got a photo album and a lot of papers. I've got some snacks, and nothing's organized. It's very just thrown all over the place haphazardly. The drawers are open. I've got sweatpants in the chair for some reason. And this is just not the kind of environment you want to be working in around finals. Over here, kind of the same thing. Little fit check real quick. Hey, y'all. But I haven't taken out my recycling, and I've got laundry still hanging. And over in the other side, you can see I still haven't fully unpacked my suitcases out. I've got my airtight bag. My bed isn't even made. And overall, it's just not the way that I like to keep my room. So I'm going to try to go ahead and clear this area, maybe vacuum a little bit, and reset as a whole. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but I can't clean in silence, and I love to have either music or movie on, so I picked Tangled for this time around, and originally it was playing in the background of this next clip, but it occurred to me that's probably illegal, so I had to block that out. So enjoy this little screen grab of me and my friends being on TV during one of our football games. But here I am, just kind of putting everything away, putting my dirty clothes into the hamper that's in my closet, reorganizing that little main desk there, and then just overall tidying up some of the more surface level things so I can get to the deep cleaning aspect. For this week, I have finals at 9 a.m. on Monday and Tuesday, but I don't have anything on Wednesday, so really this is just going to get me through those first couple days of the week, and then I have a whole day to reset in between my other 2 finals. Okay, so here I'm just organizing the side drawer in my desk, and this is like that top smallest drawer, but it definitely works out well for my cards and envelopes, note cards, sticky notes, and anything that I'm going to need to access relatively frequently. So I like to keep those in here, but there really was no rhyme or reason to how I had it organized before, so I got out some of my little storage organizers, and I wanted to put everything in a little bit more neatly here, although honestly I don't think it has to be perfect. It's just whatever works for you, and for me this wasn't super organized, but it makes everything a little bit easier for me to access it as I'm going about my day, so to me it was a win. I'm also a big planner person, so I wanted to make sure that I had some craft supplies that would work for me doing my planner spreads as well. So I ended up swapping out some of these spaces, and I put in a lot of my planner stickers instead. So coming up, you'll see those come in. I've got a decent amount here at school, but most of mine are still back at home. But since we're about to go home for winter break, I can grab those when I go, and then when I come back, I can try to get back into doing those planner spreads. It really just depends on how difficult my classes are, but if I have time, that's something I would definitely love to start doing again, because it brought me so much joy, and it made me feel so much more organized and more willing to use my planner and actually track my schedule. So at this point, I'm just about done with that drawer. I'm just doing any finishing touches, putting some colored pencils away and moving things from one drawer to the next. But here is the final look. Once again, not super organized, but it works for me, and it's definitely been more effective. So I would say overall that's a win. Okay, so the last step was just putting away the extra papers and gems from my scrapbook, and I actually have a bin just for that, so that was a pretty quick and easy process. I got rid of the last couple of remaining things, and then my desk was clear. So that's the final look. Okay, so I actually just remembered that I have a mandatory RA meeting in, at this point, about 20 minutes. So I am going to pause here and then come back a little bit later and continue working. But then there is a basketball game tonight at 9. We are playing Duke. So I'm going to try to finish up before then. So hopefully timing doesn't get all messed up, but we shall see. But I'm going to take a little break here, so if it's a little darker when I come back, or if I have to turn on my light, then that's probably going to be why. So I have no self-restraint and I just didn't want to sit there for 20 minutes, so I decided I was going to quickly put away the laundry that I still had hanging up. This is mostly my formal attire or church clothes, and it actually turns out that I ran out of hangers, so I had to fold 2 of these. That's why you'll see I put a couple on hangers and then leave a couple there, but I do eventually find hangers for them, so they are hanging now. But I love my little drying rack. It's super easy to use, and it was a really quick process to clear this all out of the way. But before I got to hanging those clothes, I did pick up a backpack and some of my bags and put them away. I have this cute little mirror that also functions as a little shelf. So there are shelves in the back, which is where I like to keep my purses. So that's what I was doing just there. And then here I am. I'm going to bring back my hangers and get ready to put those dresses away in my closet. So I think this clip does a really good job of showcasing just how much natural light we get. Even with the blinds closed, it's still enough light to mess up the lighting in this clip, so that definitely gives you an idea. But it is kind of nice because we're on a pretty high floor in our building and we're facing the west, so we get some of the most gorgeous sunsets I've ever seen. It's definitely not ideal though if I want to take a nap in the middle of the day, because there really is no way to get the light to go away. So a lot of people I know got blackout curtains, but we didn't invest in those, unfortunately, so it kind of just is what it is. So now I'm just going to take a couple random items like this portable charger and put them away, and that's going to be it for that. Okay, so it is 4:53, the meeting is at 5, so I'm going to head over to our study room on our floor and get that over with. I think it's just going to be like instructions for when we move out for winter break, but I'm not positive, so I have to go either way. But I'm just going to grab my water and then also my keys, and then we're going to go. Our dorm layout is pretty unique compared to other ones I've seen. The rooms are actually only on the outside wall, and then the inner wall is where like our study room and trash room are. Okay, so it's actually Friday now. The RA meeting went a little longer than I expected, and then afterwards I went with some of my friends to go get dinner, and then after that my roommate and I went to the women's basketball game, and I will definitely post some of those clips in here as well. Super fun game. And then afterwards we got to spend 12 minutes with the players and with Dawn Staley, which was super cool and such a cool fun experience. Definitely would recommend coming to a game if you haven't already. Obviously our women's basketball team did win the national title last year, so they are very good, but you just can't miss one of those. They're so incredible. Hi vlog! So yeah, that was a clip from the game Thursday night, and it was so much fun, but now we gotta go back to reality, which is Friday. And today I have a lot on my plate. I had my 8:30 class this morning, but then I have a final essay due tomorrow for one of my classes, so I have to get to work on that. And then I have a gift swap this afternoon at like 5:30 with my floor, which honestly I'm having a little bit of trouble with because my floor is mostly guys and I have no idea what to get them. Our limit is $10, which makes it kind of hard because I was like, oh, like maybe like a Nerf gun or like those little like Lego cars, because I know they love those so much. But obviously those are over $10, so I'm not really sure where I'm gonna go with that. But I bought some cute wrapping paper earlier and I'm super excited to wrap whatever I do end up getting. But it's just a lot to do because I have to like do a little bit of my essay, then take a break, figure out a gift, then go to the party, then continue with my essay, and it's kind of driving me insane. So I will update you guys, but that's where I'm at right now. So that's why I'm in a different outfit, and that's why the lighting's a little different. It's also like 30 degrees today, and I don't have a car, so I have to walk to the store. So I went out earlier and now I really have no motivation to go back out again. So we'll see. And I still need to finish cleaning. I need to do my bed and the floor. I want to vacuum, and then I want to reorganize our pantry shelf and my bathroom cabinet. So hopefully those will all happen. And I just randomly learned I could do today, this. But if not, I'll do them tomorrow as well. So hey guys, so my dad came in clutch and he got this little like Nerf gel blaster thing from Target for me, and he had it set here, so that was super easy, super fun. And then I got this like peanuts wrapping paper from Walgreens, and that was not too expensive. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this gift. Okay, so there was not enough space on the desk, so I'm gonna have to wrap it on the floor, but I think it'll work out just fine. So wrapping on the floor technically was okay, but definitely would not recommend doing that in the future. I don't really have any other spaces here. I do miss having like a dining room table that I could use, but this is really all I had to work with. So these lovely, wonderful angles are all that we have to work with in this clip. But wrapping gifts is one of my favorite parts of the year, so I was really happy that I got to do this. I really struggled to cut the shapes for this box though. I don't know if I just like forgot how to do it properly or whatever, but also this wrapping paper was really difficult to cut. Like even when I had the paper laid out flat, the scissors would not slide, so I had to kind of just cut each little section individually, which was a little bit frustrating, but I made it work. Right here, I'm trying to measure how much I need to cut off from the sides. Evidently, that did not work at all. I did have to cut off a decent amount from both sides later on in the video, but at this point, I really thought it was smooth sailing and I was chilling. So I don't know what I did so wrong that like I did not get the measurements, but I did try here, and ultimately, I did not cut off nearly as much as I needed to, but I did make an attempt, so that's really what matters. Also, I turned the volume way down and sped up these parts with the scissors because the noise that they were making was absolutely atrocious, so I didn't want y'all to have to hear that. So if you're wondering why there's no like little ASMR sound, it's because it didn't sound satisfying, and I know that's what y'all are really looking for when you want to hear that kind of stuff. So right here, everything's going great, you know, it's looking perfect. I'm getting those measurements, trying to figure out just how much wrapping paper to fold over, and then I realized I don't have tape. So I found tape eventually. That ultimately ended up working out, but I was a little stressed for a minute because I was halfway through the process before I realized that I was missing one of the most crucial supplies. So at this point, it's just folding and taping, making sure those edges are straight. I did cut out a lot of the clips here because who really wants to watch me at this crazy angle? But I did show you this one side whenever I was folding it over, so I just want to make sure that if anyone was curious, like you can kind of at least see what the process is like. But I didn't want to bore you with all the extra details, so I did have to fold over this little edge a little bit extra because even after cutting those extra pieces on the sides, it was still a little bit long, but I'm actually really happy with the way that the actual wrap job turned out. And then once I was done with that, I was able to go ahead and pull out some ribbon because I love to do a good little bow on the top of it. And I've been Christmas shopping for way too long to admit, so I do actually have multiple choices for ribbon. Okay, and then I have either these ribbons or these colorful ones. So going off of the colors in the box, I think these ones, maybe with the yellow and the green, would be cute. So I'm going to see which one of those looks best when I actually put it next to the box. So ultimately I ended up picking the gold ribbon, and I just wrap it around the corners, over, under, then you can tie them together, and then at that point where you tie them together, you can tie other little pieces of ribbon and curl them, and it makes the cutest little bow. It's a super easy process. My mom taught me how to do it when I was really little, so I'm sure that if y'all have not learned how to do it by now, you definitely can learn pretty quickly. But that's one of my favorite parts as well because I feel like it just adds that extra finishing touch. So here I am just curling the ribbon, kind of bouncing it out, making sure it's as full as I want it to be, and then just adding some more strands. And then once I was done with that, I went ahead and I grabbed a Twix bar that I had because I actually don't really eat Twix, but my aunt and uncle sent some that I could share with my brother who also goes to school here, and then he didn't want them. So it's just been sitting on my shelf for, at this point, a couple days. So I figured, why not give that to whoever got my white elephant gift? So that's what I put right there, and then I wanted to straighten it out, make sure it looks good, and that was me finishing my gift wrap. Okay, so I spent almost all of Saturday working on writing my essay, and I did get it on time, thankfully, with 30 minutes to spare. But because of that, I actually have no content from that day, so I'm gonna skip straight to Sunday. Okay, so me and my suite mate are actually going on a hike with the Mountaineering and Whitewater Rafting Club today. We're going to this place called Paris Mountain, and I'm gonna try to stay off my phone for the most part, just kind of enjoy the nature, but I might take a video or a picture, and then I can post them in here. I had so much fun on our hike, even though it was pretty much fully uphill for the first half of the 4-mile hike, but someone had a camera and took so many cute pictures of us. So yeah, that's all the content I have from that day because we really were hiking. It was nature, so I didn't want to be on my phone the whole time, but I don't really understand how this video went from let's clean my room together to here's how my life has been for the past couple days. And you know what? I'm not really mad about it. So I did still want to give you guys that before and after of what my room looked like before I cleaned it and then what it looked like after. So I'm gonna put those pictures up. It is a crazy difference looking at it. Like in the moment, it didn't feel that big, but now that I'm living in this clean space as well, like it just feels so much better. I've been so much more productive. So overall, I would definitely recommend it. If you've been on the fence about, taking those couple hours to just tidy your space, I would definitely recommend doing that. And good luck to all of you guys. Thank you so much for watching my video. And if you want to see more of what I'm up to, then definitely subscribe.